Привет, comrades. TFCom here. I know what you're thinking. 3 videos in one day. What is this, right? My hair's all messed up. Um, whatever. I wasn't going to actually do this video tonight, and now it's bugging me. But I've been putting it off, so I kind of need to do it. About my first gay club experience, because I know you guys are excited to hear that. So basically, I was going to go with some friends and something came up, so it ended up just being me and my boyfriend that went. And we're both the most like shy people ever, so I was like, this isn't gonna work well. We need someone to like force us to go out or something. But we were both really nervous, so we're like, okay, let's go somewhere. We found a little mom and pop store, more or less. So I guess it'd be pop and pop since it was a little gay bar. But and we went in there. We're like, maybe it won't be that bad because it's not gonna be like a lot of people. But at the same time, it's kind of weird. There's not a lot of people, then you stand out a lot more. Um, Almost instantly we were flirted with. Both of us, like someone looking for a threesome. That was not at all expected. I'm echoing very loud in this room. I don't usually record in my bedroom. I usually record in the living room. I mean, I record my gaming videos in my bedroom just because the echo makes it so you can hear me better. But whatever. But so we instantly got like flirted with, and the guy was like in his 70s. Like he said he was 72, which was but like he kept talking about it. He had a 19-year-old boyfriend, and he was like, and they were open and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay. At first, I was like, he's just joking around, and then he shows the picture and everything that I was talking about him. I was like, I mean, the guy's legal. It seemed a little strange, but who am I to judge? Especially in the gay community, it typically is big age differences because we don't have a lot of options, to be fair. So unless you know someone of your generation, it's pretty difficult. And typically, people around their 20s and about 18 to 25 or so, we don't have a lot of options. We typically go for someone much older because we're kicked out of a house or something like that, and we need someone to stay with. So we need to have someone who's older who can take care of us, more or less. Or we know someone from our generation, who we date, but we don't typically go for younger. And as the generations go older, they also don't have a lot of options because in their generations, people are very closed-minded typically, and so it's not common that someone will be open, more or less. So I guess they go for younger. But it could all just be preference. I may just be speculating. I don't know. But he was interesting. He had boobs, which I normally wouldn't mention, but he like seemed like really proud of showing us. And he said he was a former woman impersonator. But I don't know if that was like slang for saying he used to be he's a trans man, or if he got implants or whatever else. Maybe he's saying he used to be doing drag. I don't know. But he was like showing off his boobs a lot. He was just like, look at these, grab them, they're real. And I'm just like, or he didn't say they're real, but like he was like, grab them and that. It was like, he was very strange. He was one of those people that you want them to go away right away, but you also, they're entertaining enough, you want them to stay. It's like, I can't tell if I'm feeling awkward or not right now. But he was really flirty and stuff. He did pull down my shirt, like look down my shirt, but he didn't comment on it really. He was just more of a like, uh, there's more of you down there, something like that. I think he was saying something about how I wasn't wearing an undershirt or something. I don't know, but he didn't comment on the binder, so I don't know if he didn't notice it because it was kind of dark in there, and I was wearing the my skin tone one or whatever else. But I don't know, but he didn't react any differently to me or anything. So, and he also kept making comments about how big he thought my dick was. So I don't think he knew I was trans, which was interesting to say the least. I was joking with my boyfriend. He kept making jokes about how I was probably bigger, and I'm just like, I don't even have one. I'm bigger than you. No, but but it was very interesting. Bartender was nice. Everyone was pretty nice. It was no fancy dance floor or anything. It was just a small place, so we didn't stay very long. Well, we stayed a few hours, probably 4 or 5 hours. Nothing too big, but it was fun. And next time I'm gonna try to drag him out to a dancing one. That'll be interesting. That'll be really fun. But got some pretty good drinks. Not as wow as you always think it would be. But it was nice. It was a nice start because neither of us have ever really been to anything gay, and honestly, you couldn't really tell it was a gay place from anywhere in it. If it wasn't for the guy flirting with me, I would have pretty much had no idea. And the fact that it was when you walk in, it was guys flirting with guys, girls with girls, whatever else. But everyone just kind of tended to be like hanging out with each other, just hanging out. There was really not much flirting going on. It was more of just playful banter. I don't know. It was like just friends hanging out, which I guess is typically what the smaller ones are, as opposed to like nightclubs or something. But so it was okay. It was like a late birthday present for me, which was nice. Afterwards, I went to my mom's house, and there's a bit of a backstory with that. So basically, originally, I was going to go after work on Friday and spend the night at my mom's house because I had Saturday off, and I would spend basically, you know, so I could sober up overnight. I wouldn't have to go home until my hangover was gone or something. Like I was prepared to like get completely wasted, which I didn't. But I was compared to like wasted as can be, barely can walk type of thing. That's what I was preparing for. And Friday we had our assistant manager call the store, like 20 minutes, 2 minutes, something like that before his shift, and he called to say he quit because he found a job that paid him more. No 2 weeks notice, no anything. He said, "I will do my shift today, but that's it." So what does that mean? It means we had no one to work on Saturday, the day I was supposed to have off. But I thought, my boss didn't mention anything about it to me, so I was like, maybe he found someone to cover. Um, I mean, I could do a night shift, I suppose, and something like that. I definitely didn't plan on working, and it wasn't until I was pretty much on my way to Dallas that the new schedule got posted, and he wanted me to be there at 7:45 in the morning to open the store. Now, keep in mind, it's a 3-hour drive back to Tyler from Dallas, because I'd be in downtown Dallas, which is an extra hour. 3-hour drive. I wasn't going to get to Dallas until 7:30, 8 o'clock to begin with. So, you know, um, I wouldn't be able to drink much or for very late because I would need time to sober up enough to drive home, which would still be a risk. If any sort of alcohol in your system would be a risk to drive. So I would be a lot more cautious with it. Then there's the thing about sleep. Whenever I have to work 7:45 in the morning, I go to bed by midnight at latest, and I wouldn't be able to do that. If I don't even get there until 8. I mean, if I just parked there and then instantly turned back around, I wouldn't be home until 11. So me even staying an hour would be like the max. And kind of my rule with going places is that I'm going to stay for at least as long as it took me to get there. That's just how it is for me. If it takes me a week to drive, to get somewhere to drive, I'm not staying for an hour, which bugs me. Like me and my grandma, we drove to Dallas once to see my sister in a play. And I told you about that, yeah. And it was like, it took us all those hours to get there, and we stayed for like an hour. And it's like, really? But so that's my rule. I stay for at least as long as it takes me to drive there. So it's gonna be a big issue because and the Saturday was my first day off in, geez, weeks. So it was a really big deal, and I wanted to, to get drunk. Um, so I was going to give up or something like that, and I was planning on maybe just like pulling an all nighter, so I could do something at night. And then I finally sucked it up and asked my boss. I was like, "Is there any way I can come in later, maybe noon or something?" Because according to the schedule, he was leaving at 12:30. So I was like, "Okay, if I come in around noon, then that does give us enough time that there's someone still in the store, because there has to be at least one key holder at a time." And he said, "Well, why don't you ask Emily, which is my coworker, if you can switch shifts with her?" Okay. So Emily was supposed to close close, like 2 to 11 or so. So I call the store because she's already at work, and she was like, "Yeah, it's your birthday. You've been talking about doing this for weeks now. Of course, I'll cover for you. Like was a huge deal to you, and he knew you wanted to do this. Like, I mean, I didn't tell him I was going off to Dallas, but I've been talking about I was going to go to a gay club. Well, I mentioned I was going to go clubbing. I didn't say gay because I was very worried, about being out, so she's like, "You've been talking about this for a long time." I mean, we only had a concrete plan for a week, but I've been talking about how I really wanted to go out to drinks and stuff for my birthday. And I had to work on my birthday. So it was more of maybe the weekend. And we've been talking about it for a while. And I've been talking to her a lot about it being a gay club because, she knows I'm gay and stuff. Well, I'm pan, but, you know, it's so much easier just to say gay for people who don't understand. Or I guess I could say bi, but I'm not really much for. I mean, I date girls, I suppose, but I'm typically more men or gender neutral. But again, as a pan, I if I see someone I think is cute or so, I don't care what they are, whatever. I mean, I've dated girls, I've dated guys, I've dated neither, I've dated people who identified as both, I've dated trans, I've dated cis, I've dated everything. So I really don't have an issue with it. I just past few years it's only been men. I don't know, but but yeah. So I usually say gay club or something like that. But so she knew I was going to do that. And she's like, "You've been looking forward to this for a long time. It's kind of a dick move that he would do this for you." I didn't specifically ask for the day off. I'll give him that. But at the same time, he kind of knew I had something planned. But sorry, I'm not even tired. But so yeah, he basically, he did that. But so I told my mom I wasn't gonna be able to spend the night at first, because I was like, I'm just gonna pull an all nighter. And then I text her back being like, "Okay, yeah, I actually can spend the night," because I switched with Emily. And what was gonna be really good is my mom was gonna be out of town because I have so much issues with my mom. So she was gonna be out of town, and I mean my friend were gonna spend the night there. Sober up before we had to drive back to Tyler. My friend got sick, so she couldn't make it. But that was our plan. And you know, so it was interesting. So after I drank and stuff, I went home and we ate, watched some Game Grumps because we're both nerdy losers. Game Grumps, and then we watched Sherlock. I don't. That's how we got. I was like, how do we even get to the Sherlock? But it was because I was talking about drunk Sherlock mostly. That one scene was amazing. I said cutscene. It's not a game, but he's cluing for looks. But yeah, so it was just a simple thing. I was exhausted after the next day. I didn't even drink that much. I had two things. Um, had a vodka mixture and a tequila mixture. And I say mixture as it's like a cocktail mixed drink thing. I don't know if there's a special term for them. I know wine coolers is when it's with beer. I don't know what it's called for the others, but they weren't bottles, like they were actually mixed drink cocktails. But yeah, so I didn't have much. I wasn't really drunk at all or anything like that. But I think it was just driving is such a stress, especially 3 hours. And so, Um, Driving and then being out all night, and then hanging out all night afterwards, and then getting only 4 hours of sleep or so, and then driving back, and then immediately going into work right after as soon as I get back. Like literally 10 minutes later, I was in work. That takes a lot out of you, and then you have to do like a long shift, and it was. But I definitely don't regret it. I'm not tired. I don't know why I'm yawning. Like I'm full of energy right now. I'm talking fast because I'm full of energy. But yeah, it took a lot out of me, and but it was fun. One thing I found out, interestingly enough, when I'm slightly tipsy, I can see. Which, if people who don't know a lot about that, I'm blind in my left eye, like completely blind. Rare days I can see like a shadow or a slight shape or something. But for the most part, I'm blind in my eye. I'm sorry, I'm moving so much. I'm fidgety. But yeah, and I don't. There's no real physical damage anywhere, but I just can't see. And I think it might be like a stressed vessel, like a blood vessel or something. Because when you're tipsy and you're drunk and things like that, it starts your blood vessels loosen up, which is why you can't think as well and stuff and whatever else. It's also why stress goes down because tightly clumping vessels is what makes you stressed. But I could see, not amazing or anything, but I could definitely see like shapes. Usually it's just a blurry mess, and I could start seeing shapes. My peripheral, I could actually see someone coming up. Couldn't tell who they were or anything, but like I could see. So maybe it's a stress issue. I don't know. Um, to be fair, I never really shared the reasoning why I got lost my vision on my left eye. And if I did say anything, I usually tell people it was a fencing accident with my brother because we fence all the time, and it makes sense that it would happen that way. And even then, people give you weird looks like you were a fencing accident, but it's whatever. But I've always been really iffy to tell this story, but you guys know about the hallucinations and stuff I see and everything else. So I mean, honestly, it's not like I could freak you out anymore. But now, if this is really a hallucination thing, again, I told you I'm not 100% sure that I don't believe it. Um, that sounded like an oxymoron, but I'm not sure if it's true or not because I believe it pretty much. But I'm also open to the idea that it may be hallucinations. Um, so basically, I have someone I'm close to, or was close to. Unfortunately, he has passed. Um, and we were hanging out, and we got attacked by like a nearby gang, our group or muggers. I don't know. It was a group of people who attacked us, and you know, I blocked a hit for him, and it hit my eye. It was a pretty big slash like that. Um, and I don't really remember much of what happened after that, but I know that ever since that day, I haven't been able to see anything from my eye really. First it was pure black, and then now it's gone up to the bit of the blur. But I mean, it's 6, 7 years later, I still can't see out of the eye, and so maybe it's a mental thing because it's you know not true or something. I don't know, but I can't see out of it, and I've been to a lot of optometrists, and they always tell me like you have 20/20 vision. I'm like, but I can't see shit. I mean, I have contacts because they say I think they said it was like 15/15 or something like that. And so I have contacts, and honestly, they don't. Without them, I can't see anything really. With them, I see blurs. So it's like even my right eye is pretty bad vision. It's good enough. My right eye with the contacts, I see as good as someone without contacts. Like when your vision is not good, and you forgot your glasses, everything's kind of blurry. That's how it is with me when I'm wearing my contacts. Without them, it's basically nothing at all I can see. And that kind of comes and goes. I have astigmatism, so it's kind of some days it's good, some days it's not. But my left eye, I cannot see anything whatsoever out of that eye. It's probably not safe for me to be driving, but I can't see shite out of that eye. And I really never have been able to since that day. And I just, I don't have a scar or anything. I don't remember if I did at the time. Again, it was 7 years ago or so. But I used to wear an eye patch in school for the longest time. People thought I was just some weird kid. But, my eye hurt like crazy after that. It was burning and it was like, looked like it was pink eye almost. Probably was infected. Um, I sure was, I'm like Jacksepticeye. I have the septic eye. But, but yeah, I couldn't see anything. I always wore my eye patch and stuff because, part of that was because it hurt and I was embarrassed to show it. Also, part of it, I felt kind of badass. I'm the goth guy wearing an eye patch, or at the time, goth girl wearing an eye patch. I felt pretty badass. But, and I also would do zombie makeup on my face. So I was a really weird kid. But, I say weird kid, this was high school. I wasn't really much of a kid at that point, but, and I haven't grown up any. But, so I'd wear an eye patch for the longest time, and that was just, and then I got, used to it. I would start parting my hair so it covers that eye. Um, things like that. I would find a way to make it so no one else would see it. And was it who? I mean, maybe I was the only one who could see the infection. Again, some hallucinations are like that. Maybe it really was an infection, and I'm lucky no one else saw it. I don't know. Maybe I should have gone to a doctor when it happened, and I would actually have my vision now. I don't know, but yeah, it was a interesting situation. And that's actually not how he died. If you're thinking about that, no, it was a very different situation dealing with his job. So I'm not gonna go into that one because that's still kind of, even though it's been years now, it's still kind of fresh on my mind. Oh jeez, but but yeah, that's why I can't see the eye, and why I can't play any sort of shooting game. I have no depth perception pretty much at all. I walk over flat lines on the road or sidewalk or wherever else. I smack into things all the time. All the time. People at work kind of laugh at me because I'll bump it with my shoulder or something. Like I know the general width of things and I kind of assume that I keep knocking things off the shelf and stuff like that, and I'm just like, why? Or I reach for something and like it's not even close. I have pretty much no depth perception whatsoever. I'm tripping all the time. I know. I can't judge distances very well. So I've been told I stand way too far away from people and cars like that. Like when I'm driving, or my boyfriend's driving, I tell him like, "Whoa, whoa, you're way too close to that car," and he's like, "We're not even close to the car. Car's way over there." Or I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, you almost hit that curb," and he's like, "We're not near the curb." Like he kind of laughs about it sometimes, but it's he's just like, "Calm down, you're okay." And yeah, but yeah, the whole moral of that basically was to say that I can actually see a little bit with my when I'm tipsy. Almost makes me want to get full blown drunk and see if I can see amazing. Hmm, I might. The funny thing is, I've never been drunk. Um, Once I kind of was drunk, and I did a bunch of jungle juice, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically get every juice and soda and alcohol you have and mix it in one big pot and drink it. And it tasted good, it worked good, whatever else, but turned out the reason I got drunk from it, or drunk from it, was because pineapple juice was in it. And how I know that was the reason is because I had it later without the pineapple juice, and I just got maybe barely tipsy. So, you know, and that was the only time I ever had a hangover in my life because I woke up and horrible hangover. And, I think it was just an allergic reaction because, I'm allergic to pineapple. So, so I didn't get drunk. I just had an allergic reaction and probably should have seeked medical help if I didn't know it was just if I thought it was just the alcohol, so I wouldn't have gone it. But it wasn't anything horrible like The headache only lasted about an hour, but you know, it was interesting. That was pretty much the only time I got drunk, if you want to consider it that. But I guess it's my Russian blood, and my German blood, and my possible Irish blood apparently too, and I guess my British blood, because if you remember, my mom's half German, half British, and you know, the dad who raised me is half German, half Russian, so I'd be half German, quarter Russian, quarter British. But I typically more go with my German and Russian sides. I've never, because I'm really not close at all to my British side of my family, so you know. But yeah, so my other possible dad is full blood Irish. So I actually had someone make a joke to me recently that I was like the Septiplier love child, because they're like the Irish from Jack, and then you have the German from Mark, and you're just like a mix between the two in personality and stuff, and it's like. But Mark also has the Korean in there, so it wouldn't really work. But I just found that a funny thing to share with you guys. So apparently I'm a Septiplier love child. I mean, I already have the Sam tattooed on my arm. I still have him. And my work sells glittery pink mustaches, fake mustache things. So I'm tempted to get one of those. I'll be the love child. But yeah, so it was an interesting first experience. I definitely would like to go again. Then again, I don't have much to compare it to because I've never been to an actual bar. I went to a lesbian bar, and pretty much all it was a bunch of girls flirting and stuff, and then guys trying to hit on said girls who very much were not interested. It's kind of awkward experience, but I'd like to actually go to some place, that. I mean, I've never been to an actual like bar myself, really. Um, because a lot of some gay couples hook up in straight bars, or not really straight bars. It's just more of everyone bar, and that happens. Um, I'm looking for someone to hit on me that's closer to my age. Probably would be better, but whatever. So I don't really have much to compare it to, but maybe I need to go to a straight bar tomorrow because I have tomorrow off and see. I mean, it's a Monday. Not many places are open on Mondays, but we can check. But yeah. So I had fun, and it was an interesting experience. And now you guys know about my eye. I don't know what else to summarize in this video. So I guess I'm gonna cut it off here. TF Combs signing off.